What's going on, everybody? It's Brandon out here in the WJBF parking lot with the sun coming down on my head. And if you couldn't tell, it's hot. And when it's hot, you want to watch out for putting things in your car like family members or pets. And to demonstrate how hot it can get outside, we're bringing back an old segment. You guessed it, we're cooking food in the car. Cookies, to be more specific. Now, I've never done this segment before. It's not mine. I did not do it originally. But I wanted to bring back the person who was doing it here at WJBF, and I had to bring back an old pro, so I had to bring back into the game, out of retirement, former meteorologist, current math teacher, Micah Rumsey. How you doing, sir?
Good to be here. Briefly out of retirement. Brandon drugged me back in from summer break. I'm having a great time teaching at Grovetown High School. Warriors lead the way. But we're out here talking heat because I used to bake cookies in the car all the time, and people kept asking me, Micah, why do you keep doing this segment? What's the purpose? We know. But every year, over 10 kids die in hot cars. It happened literally this last week in Florida over the 4th of July weekend, overnight even, when it wasn't even that hot outside. So we're still doing this because we want to make sure kids, pets, elderly folks are safe at home.
Nice. And so for people who don't get it, talk to me about, how hot it is right now and all that.
So it's going to be in the mid-90s today. It's about 10:30 right now, which means we're probably sitting in the mid-80s. It's going to get hotter as we go throughout the day. But inside of a car is literally like an oven. That's why we're baking cookies, right? You can see temperatures on the dashboard get up to 180 to 200 degrees. I've had it up around 185 to 190 before when we've done this segment. So the sun comes in, goes through the windshield. It doesn't just heat the air, it heats the dashboard, it heats your seats, it heats all those other surfaces, and then the air has nowhere to go. And you think, well, maybe I'll just roll the windows down, right? Scientific studies have shown that rolling your windows down 8 inches almost doesn't change the temperature at all. So rolling down your windows doesn't help. So it heats up the car, and if it heats up long enough, we can have problems both for our health and also positive things for baking cookies.
There you go. So I'm going to go get these cookies right now. But while I'm doing that, Micah, I just want you to talk to me. It's about 10:30 right now. Talk to me about, how long it's going to take to bake these cookies, and let's talk about the process.
So as we put them in the car, it's already going to be warm in there, just because even after a few minutes of shutting a car off, you can see the temperature rise significantly. So we'll see it heat up really quick. In terms of safety, all it takes is 10 minutes for a kid to be in a car like this to start to have major health effects. Kids can't regulate their body temperature as easily as adults. Pets, it's even worse. If you leave your pet in the car for 5 minutes, just literally 5 minutes, they can start to have irreversible health effects. So no amount of time is appropriate for taking your kid or leaving your kid in the car or your pet in the car to go inside. We got drive-up places like Kroger and Target, and all these places have drive-up orders you can do. That's the safe thing. For these cookies, it's going to take a little while to bake. We're not getting the car to 400 degrees. We're probably looking at 6+ hours. This is the kind of thing to do if you're like really craving cookies. You'd put them in and you go into the office at the early part of the day, and by the time you get out, the cookies are done. They're not crispy. They're nice, soft, squishy, almost cookie dough-like cookies, but it's long enough to like cook any salmonella out.
But my car is gonna smell great on the car ride home, so I'm excited about that. But we are doing this for a very serious reason, guys. We're doing this to make sure so you guys understand how hot it can get into this car. So, Micah, tell us a little bit about, about some safety tips, things people can watch out for, being out in this heat right now.
So a big thing with modern technology is a lot of cars these days have alarms to let you know, hey, something's in the back seat, so you don't forget your kid back there. And you might think, well, why would I forget my kid? Folks at home who've had kids before, you know what it's like. If you're exhausted, they've been up all night crying, whatever, you might forget something. So use those alarms. If you don't have that in your car, maybe even take one of your kids' toys, put it up on the dashboard. That reminds you, hey, my kid's in the back seat, my pet's in the back seat. And of course, like I said, utilize other things you can do, like drive up, pick up, things like that, so you never ever leave a kid, a pet, or an elderly relative in the car.
Very nice. All right, well, guys, we're about to throw these cookies here into the car. Got to give a big thank you to Micah for coming back out here and explaining all this to us because, man, this is crazy. So I'm going to be able to eat these.
Yo, absolutely, and it's usually a popular thing. I mean, I'd probably try to eat them yourself before you bring them to the newsroom because everyone in a newsroom, if you put, you know how it works.
Yeah.
They food out, it's gone.
They will want the cookies. All right, well, we're going to put these in the car right now. We're going to be checking back in throughout the day to see how they're doing. And then around 4 p.m., we're going to pull them out and we're going to see what the final product is like. We put our cookies in the car and left them to cook. Around 2:30 p.m., we popped back in to see how they were looking. All right, guys, we're back out here checking in on our cookies. They've been out here, it's about 2:30 right now. So they've been out here, I want to say maybe 2 to 3 hours. So we're going to take a look right now and see how they're looking. You know, it's very hot out here. I don't know if you could tell from the earlier video by how much I was sweating. So let's take a look at it now and see what we're looking like here. Just pulling up here. Beautiful day though, beautiful day. If you're out of the lake, I'm jealous. All right, so you can see there, our cookies are kind of forming. Not fully there yet. They still got a couple more hours to be in there, another 3 or so. But this is where we're at right now. So my car is in fact like an oven right now. So, and this is what we were talking about later. You don't want to leave anything in your car, really. You don't want to have your kids, family members, pets. It's just dangerous out here. So we're gonna check back in a couple hours, see how they're doing. We let the cookies sit for a few more hours, and now it was time to go in and check out the finished product. All right, guys, so here we are at the end of the day. We're about to get our finished product here out of the car. Our cookies have been in here for about 6 hours now. So we're gonna go ahead, and my car smells fantastic right now. I can tell you that much. Now let's take a look at these. Now, are these completely done? No. But these are definitely cookies. I think if I left them in for a few more hours, they would be a little bit crisper, but we said that earlier, that they weren't gonna get completely crispy, that these were gonna get right about gooey stat. So if you like gooey cookies, then this is for you. But this whole thing is to talk about how hot it can get in the car, y'all. So please don't leave things in your car. Watch out for your family members, watch out for your pets. It's hot out right now. We're doing this whole thing just to show you that it can get like an oven in your car. These cookies went from being dough to pretty much fully done cookies. So be safe out there, stay hydrated. Until next time, this is Brandon Dawson, WJBF News Channel 6.